Differentiation. Differentiation is a technique used in classrooms across the world. But first you might ask, what exactly is differentiation?
Differentiation can be defined as a way to use a student's knowledge and interests to help them progress in the classroom.
A teacher using a differentiated learning style does so by providing specific alternatives for individuals to learn as deeply and as quickly as possible without assuming one student's roadmap for learning is identical to anyone else's.
To do so, the teacher might do things like group students by shared interests, topics, or ability, or they may do things like design lessons based on students' learning styles.
According to Tomlinson, teachers can differentiate instruction through 4 ways: content, process, product, and learning environment.
Let's start with content. Lesson content should cover the standards of learning set by the school district or state educational standards. But some students in your class may be completely unfamiliar with the concepts in a lesson. Some students may have partial mastery, and other students may already be familiar with the content before the lesson begins.
What you could do is differentiate the content by designing activities for groups of students that cover various levels of Bloom's taxonomy, which is a classification of levels of intellectual behavior starting at lower order to higher order thinking skills. The 6 levels are remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating.
Students who are unfamiliar with the lesson could be required to complete tasks on the lower levels, remembering and understanding. Students with some mastery could be asked to apply and analyze the content, and students who have high levels of mastery could be asked to complete tasks in areas of evaluating and creating.
Next is process. Each student has a preferred learning style, and successful differentiation includes being able to deliver the material to each style: visual, auditory, and kinesthetic, and through words. This method also acknowledges that not all students require the same amount of support from the teachers, and students could choose to work in pairs, small groups, or individually.
While some students may benefit from one-to-one interaction with you or the classroom aide, others may be able to progress by themselves. Teachers can improve student learning by offering support and delivering content based on individual needs.
Another important step is product. The product is what the student creates at the end of the lesson to demonstrate the understanding of the content. This can be done in the form of tests, projects, reports, or other activities. You could assign students to complete activities that show mastery of an educational concept in a way the student prefers based on learning style.
The final step is learning environment. Physical and psychological elements in a classroom tend to really help a student succeed. A variated classroom layout is key, incorporating a bunch of different types of furniture and arrangements to help with individual and group work. Teachers should use classroom management techniques that support a safe and supportive learning environment.
Some pros to differentiated instruction are that research shows that differentiated instruction is highly effective for high ability students as well as students with mild to severe disabilities. When students are given more options on how they can learn material, they take more responsibility for their own learning, and students appear to be more engaged in learning. There are reportedly fewer discipline problems in classrooms where teachers provide differentiated lessons.
Some cons to differentiated instruction are that differentiated instruction requires more work during lesson planning, and many teachers struggle to find the extra time in their schedule. The learning curve can be steep, and some schools lack professional development resources. And critiques argue that there isn't enough research to support the benefits of differentiated instruction outweighing the added prep time.